Hello, everybody, and welcome to VFR. Today, we are here on the ground in Chicago O'Hare International Airport, and we are going to continue our Transcon 2022 as we cross the United States here on our trusty Cessna 310R November 866 Tango Whiskey. So thank you all for coming along tonight, and we're going to go to St. Louis, and we'll see from there how far we get. So we're going to plan on a landing in St. Louis and go from there. We're going to start out with a little bit of flight planning work. And from there, we'll figure out what we need to do. So let's bring up our tablet and bring up our trusty... oh, don't look at that. That's another video coming. And we're all the way in Antarctica. So we are here, Chicago O'Hare. The big scary Class Charlie. Or Class Bravo, I should say. We'll set that as our plan. And then we're just heading down the road. Tracing Route 66. So our next stop is going to be St. Louis. Now, do we go to St. Louis SKSTL, or do we head to Cuyahoga? Or we'll go to Quesos. The Spirit of St. Louis Airport on the eastern side. Now, if we do pull up, we'll have to pull up the actual map that we're going to be working to here. In terms of Route 66. It's going to be off of the Wikipedia page. But that was what was voted on in the last one. Was that we were going to follow that all the way down to Los Angeles. Which means that we're going to be basically tracing out a path across the United States like such. We're going to be going from Chicago down to St. Louis to Kansas City. Across somewhere over here, Joplin. We're going to basically... this will be actually a little bit easier to see if we pull it up in Google Maps or in this map here. So let's get that set up. So here is a map, Wikipedia, of Route 66, the path. There's some branches and some stuff. For the most part, what we're going to be doing is heading from Chicago here across Illinois today, Bloomington, where we got stuck with our Boeing 247D, down to St. Louis here, the next big city on the Missouri River. So St. Louis will be one of the stops. That's probably an hour of flying, and then we'll go from there. We'll cross Illinois, and then we cross Missouri, south of Kansas City through Joplin here. Joplin to Tulsa, and then Oklahoma City. And then we start to cross the southwest. So we'll fly through Oklahoma. We'll hit Albuquerque out here in New Mexico. Then across Arizona through the northern part of Arizona and Flagstaff. And then we'll kind of skirt south of Las Vegas over the mountains into Los Angeles. A decent amount of flying, but it's not actually that much. I don't know that how, distance wise, Chicago, if I was going, we could go straight across, you might be able to cut out some time, but it is a pretty scenic route. So that's Route 66, the general area, and we'll try to match that, as much as is convenient in sim. That's going to be the outline. So the first leg here is going to be St. Louis. We will put Bloomington in KBMI as an intermediate waypoint. So we could use that, and we could fly basically to the Joliet. So let's do. I haven't planned this flight out at all. We're gonna hop in and do it. Joliet flight plan. That's the Joliet VOR. That's Juliet Oscar Tango. We can fly then down through Bloomington. If we wanted to be, we could do the BMI VOR. So we'll do Bravo Mike India. No real reason to go VOR to VOR other than it's there. We'll fly over Springfield, the capital of Illinois, and then on to St. Louis to start. And we'll plan for Spirit of St. Louis at Quesos here. And then if we want to continue on, we will continue on kind of down this way through here through Springfield. And do we have a... so that's Tulsa. So you can actually almost kind of see the corridor here in terms of like the cities and the airspaces that we'll kind of be following. So that would take us through, Fort Leonard, Wood, Springfield, and then there's Joplin right there. down to Tulsa. So that's kind of the look ahead for this. Just to get an estimate of our speed. We're going to be flying at, we'll punch in 160, and it'll take us about an hour and a half to get down to St. Louis. So we will fly that and see where it goes. I was a little worried when Microsoft Flight Simulator showed us the weather as clouds when I was loading in, but it actually looks like we're just fine. Chicago O'Hare International Airport. The METAR says few clouds, 20,000. Overcast, 25,000. I don't see that in Sim. Altimeter 3034. Wind is 060 at 8 knots, so not terrible. Yeah, exactly. Spoiler alert. So if you were wondering where we were going, you may not have watched the last one. But thanks for coming along. We are O'Hare. Let's get this. Let's get fired up in VATSIM here. We are not Pan Am 1010. We are November 866 Tango Whiskey. We are in a Cessna 310. We'll go ahead and connect. I do believe that we have, or we had last time I checked, we've got the whole gambit here. Chicago O'Hare departure. We've got ground, tower, and departure. And actually Chicago Center. So, we have a couple options. We can depart VFR out to the south. We can depart VFR to the south. Or we could file IFR, get a clearance out to Joliet, and then kind of cancel IFR on our way. I think we'll fly VFR out of here just because it'll be a little bit of ATC fun. So we'll go ahead and get that clearance all sorted. But this is going to be our basic waypoint. Our basic flight plan, Joliet to Bloomington. And then on. It's not too busy here. There are a few jets on the ground. But again, not hugely busy. So that's enough talking and yapping. Let's get into the cockpit and get set up. It's yelling at me. Okay. I didn't change all my Bravo settings. That's fine. All right. We're here. Let's just check our fuel and weighting. Basically going to fill up the main tanks as well as got all that good and set up. We have a passenger in the front right, and I think we should have some baggage. I'm not sure about that. We'll pick up some baggage here in Chicago. It's a little loud out here on the ramp. Let's get the door closed. Get fired up. Battery on. What's it yelling at me about? Gear up. We want gear down. So batteries are on. Let's turn nav light on and just do a quick check of all of our controls and surfaces and everything is set up. We have our axes accounted for. Okay. All that is good. Fuel is off. We will put that onto the main tanks to start here. Everything else looks just about fine. Alright, so batteries are on, nav lights are on. We can start to think about starting up our engines. So we'll turn our beacon light on. We can open our window and give a good clear prop. Let that citation out there, I think is a VATSIM airplane. Let them worry about us for now. And let's get ready to start the engines. So, we're going to bring we'll start the right engine first. Mixture full rich, prop full forward, and we'll crack the throttle. We've got the fuel opened up. I think everything else is good to go. Let's fire it up. Magnetos on would be a good step. And we're coming to life. Boost pump to low. Let's make sure we have brakes on. Be a good check. That seems to be in order, starting the right engine. Mixture is full forward, prop full rich. We'll crack the throttle. We'll go over to the left engine. And we're alive. Low, and just one more check to make sure all of my covers are off. That is off. All right. Good stuff. We can close up, and let's tune in our radios and get our flight plan set up. So avionics on. Let me just make sure all my audio is configured. VPilot is on. Okay, good. So we have Chicago ground online right now, 121.9. They'll be the first people we talk to. And essentially, we're just going to be requesting a VFR departure to the southwest, if we can get it. Now, flight plan-wise, we're going to set our origin. Board. Just KSUS. Spirit of St. Louis Field. And we are going via the Joliet waypoint, Julia Oscar Tango.
Delta 1194, contact tower, 120.75. Over to tower, 120.75.
And we will go BMI. Bloomington, VOR. And that's pretty much it. All set up and ready to go. Props full forward. Everything else is good. Just doing a quick check. We may need some heat. I believe the tablet sand's a little bit cold here in Chicago. Get connected. Yeah. Nothing nearby. We'll depart O'Hare and then go to St. Louis. So Chicago O'Hare ATIS, information X-ray, 2351 Zulu, wind 060 at 8, 10 source mile visibility, few clouds at 20,000. Altimeter 30 or 3034. So it'll be a little bit higher than that. They're using visual approach, runway 9 or left, 10 right. That's all for approaches. Departure expect runway 9 right. From Foxtrot, or 10 left from Delta. We'll pull up the chart and figure that out. Parallel departures in use. The 4 left, 22 right closed. Bird activity. And I initially did this because of the temperature. It looks like 9C, whatever that is in Fahrenheit, which is pretty cold. So let's get the heater on and open up the air. We want to keep it pretty hot. Alright, so that's good to go. Navigraph, I'm going to pull up the Chicago O'Hare chart. Just so I know where I'm at. This is a big, confusing airport. So thank you all for coming along and just joining us. We are we're continuing Transcon 2022 with service to St. Louis, Spirit of St. Louis International Airport. And yeah. Should be fun. We're at Chicago O'Hare. We're going to get clearance to depart now. I can't pin it because it's not my flight. We're a general aviation ramp. And we're going to have to go kind of the other side of the airport. So we are...
JetBlue 1010, O'Hare ground. You are cleared to the JFK International Airport via the O'Hare 7 departure. Radar vector is Duffy.
Not
then
a very good
filed,
pen.
climb
So it's
via
wind
zip,
Cessna.
Top altitude 5,000. Expect flight level 390.
866 Tango
minutes
Whiskey.
after departure. Departure frequency is 125.0. Squawk 3266.
We're VFR to the southwest. I want to pick up the ATIS, which was X-ray.
JetBlue 1010, clear to Kennedy via the O'Hare.
So, just rehearsing real quick, we're going to be calling up. We're Twin Cessna 866 Tango Whiskey. We are requesting VFR clearance out of the Bravo to the departing southwest. We have information X-ray on board. We're at the general aviation ramp. I'd better file a flight plan too here.
JetBlue 1010, confirm. That would be flight level 390, 10 minutes after departure. 10 minutes after departure.
I got you. 10 minutes after departure, 10 minutes after departure.
And we'll make Bloomington.
JetBlue 1010, readback is correct. Information X-ray is available. Call me when you're ready for taxi. Expect runway 9er right at Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
JetBlue 1010, expect runway 9er right at Foxtrot, Foxtrot. I'll call you when ready to taxi.
Alright, I'll file that flight plan and we will, we'll get ready.
Phoenix 320, right, taxi.
Phoenix 320, runway 10 left at Delta Delta, taxi via Yankee November.
10 left Delta Delta, Yankee November, Phoenix 320.
I'm way off to the right too, and just the way I'm sitting, which is a little... Alright, so let's go. We are Twin Cessna 866 Tango Whiskey. O'Hare ground, Twin Cessna 866 Tango Whiskey. We're at the general aviation ramp requesting VFR departure to the southwest. We have X-ray.
November 866 Tango Whiskey, O'Hare ground, standby.
Alright, so we're going to get ready. So they were saying 9 left they were departing on? Is that what I saw on the ATIS? We could, for kicks, see if we could actually get the ATIS on sound, but...
November 866 Tango Whiskey, squawk 5112. Call when you're ready for taxi.
Squawk 5112, and we're ready to taxi 866 Tango Whiskey.
866 Tango Whiskey, runway 9er center at Foxtrot, Foxtrot. Taxi via Delta, cross 4 left.
Alright, that's runway 9er center via Delta, Foxtrot, Foxtrot, cross 4 left. 866 Tango Whiskey. Alright, so we're getting 966,
ground,
or we're getting...
686, ready to copy IFR
9 center, I should have waited, because I'm trying to do too many things at one time.
Amendment to your flight plan, advise to copy.
5112.
Ready to copy, Pi Club 686.
Pi Club 686, you are clear to the Oshkosh Airport via the O'Hare 7 departure. Radar vectors Pumpkin, then as, correction, radar vectors Pumpkin.
Okay.
Direct Nito, direct Dylan,
So
direct
that's all good.
Ronick, direct
9
Badger
center via
VOR,
Foxtrot, Foxtrot. So let's...
Victor 63, Oshkosh VOR. That's
So we're here at
Oscar
General Aviation
Sierra
Ramp. We're
Hotel.
going Delta,
Direct.
crossing this runway here, which is closed.
Climb via
And then we're
Sid,
going to
top
Foxtrot,
altitude
Foxtrot
5,000.
here. Pretty
Expect
simple.
16,000, 10 minutes after departure.
And I'm moving a little too
Departure
quickly for
frequency
my own brain to keep
is
up.
125.0.
We're ready to go.
Block 3166.
Let's go ahead and wheel it around. Is that
Try
citation
to
still
shorten
there?
this up for a minute. Clear to Oshkosh via the O'Hare 7, vectors to Pumpkin. Everything
We should
through
also put taxi
the
on.
Bravo, Alpha, Echo VOR is the same. After that, Victor 63 to the Oshkosh VOR, then direct. Climb via Sid up to 5.
And that'll probably keep us
expect
pretty clear of the
13
big
minutes
jets.
after departure. Departure
That's
25.0
fine.
and squawk 3166 for Pi Club 686.
Pilot Club 686, readback is correct. Any chance you could do
Oops, I'm on
15,000
Papa
for me today, actually?
Yeah, we do that. 15,000 Pi Club 686.
Pilot Club 686, readback is correct. Call when you're ready for taxi.
Calling in 2 minutes, Pi Club 686.
I'm on Papa. I need to be on Delta. See the wind there, about 8 knots. Still holding on. So thank you all for coming. We're getting ready to depart from Chicago O'Hare International Airport here in our Cessna 310. We are 866 Tango Whiskey. And yeah, we're taxiing now. Delta, crossing 4 left up here, and then we will take off 9er center. So keep an eye out for any big jets around us. I don't think there's anyone. I think that Pilot Club, if I'm not mistaken, is that citation, but I'm not sure about that. There's an airplane, maybe a departure. And we'll see what Chicago Center is like if we pick up flight following or not. I don't know if we will. It just, again, it just depends on what they're doing. I don't need it, but I'm on the network, so you might as well take it, right? But when I'm general aviation flying on VATSIM, it is really more of like a forcing me to respect airspace boundaries at the penalty of looking like a fool to people on the internet. But again, we'll see what it's like when we get up there. Again, we're flying down to St. Louis right now, about an hour and a half flight. It should be in our Cessna 310R. Let's put strobes on. We'll go landing lights. I wish I could find this. As we cross 4 left. And we're clear. Passing the big hangars off the right. This is just the Asoba default. O'Hare. So nothing fancy there. And then we're going to do an intersection departure from Foxtrot, which is going to be the next left turn we can take to the runway. I haven't scoped it out to see if... I don't know how accurate Asoba's taxiways are. I don't fly that much out of O'Hare.
Last station calling. Say again.
JetBlue 1010.
And while we're here, let's get tower
JetBlue 1010,
frequency.
the transition altitude is 18,000 feet in all of North America.
120
18,000 feet, thank you.
750.
Phoenix 320, is it too much to ask for full length?
Phoenix 320, sure, go ahead. Full length. Continue on November, all the way to Zulu.
You're the best, Phoenix 320. Keep all the way down the edge.
November 866 Tango Whiskey, contact Chicago Tower 120.75. See ya.
1205 for 866 Tango Whiskey. See you. 12075 is tower, and then departure, let's just get that in. Departure is going to be
Ground Pulse
1190.
86 is at signature with X-ray ready to attack.
So 119.0. Let's not miss our turn because of that. 12075 is where we're at. Let's bring it around. O'Hare Tower, November 866, Tango Whiskey, holding short 9 center at Foxtrot.
November 866 Tango Whiskey, O'Hare Tower, cleared out of the O'Hare class Bravo airspace, maintain VFR at or below 1,800, runway 9 center at Foxtrot, cleared for takeoff.
All right, we are cleared out of the Bravo VFR altitude at or below 1,800 feet. Runway 9 center at Foxtrot, cleared for takeoff, November 866 Tango Whiskey. All right, landing lights on. All the lights on, aux pumps are on.
Phoenix 320,
Everything full forward. We're ready to go. So 18,000, we're VFR. We'll fly runway heading for a minute. And this is an intersection departure.
How can I help you, Phoenix 320?
I'm coming up, holding short 10 left, full length at Zulu, VFR departure to the west.
Phoenix 320 cleared out of the O'Hare class Bravo, cleared out of the Chicago class Bravo airspace. Maintain
Airspeed's
VFR at or
alive.
below 1,800, runway 1.
Bit of a crosswind.
10 left, clear for takeoff, Phoenix 320.
And we're up away, positive rate.
Clear to the Bravo.
You're up.
VFR at or below 1,800.
Gear's gonna yell at me. Taxi light off. I don't know why when the gear comes up, the taxi light automatically goes. So we're climbing now, and that's 1,000. So we'll hold it at about 1,500 feet here. And coming back now. Put everything into the green. Flaps are up. And we'll lean out just a bit. Let's stop the climb now. Aiming for about 1,500. Just trimming out.
Number 6 Tango Whiskey. Contact Chicago approach 119er. Have a good flight.
119er for approach. 866 Tango Whiskey. See ya. Alright, so I need to do some adjustment to the audio. At least in my ear.
Yeah, I'm missing anybody else.
Chicago departure, November 866 Tango Whiskey. We're out of O'Hare, VFR 1,500.
866 Tango Whiskey, Chicago departure, ready to contact main clear Bravo airspace for now. O'Hare altitude is going to be 3034.
Alright, we'll remain clear of the Bravo airspace, 866 Tango Whiskey. Alright, so let's pull up the chart, which is going to be Sky Vector. And are we out of it yet? I don't even, let's see if we're out of it yet. I don't know. So we're now out of it. We're going to start a loop.
50 Lima Golf clearance, have your clearance advice ready. Ready to go.
We'll fly out towards the city.
To the Bedford Airport with a vector E-baked
We'll fly along Lake, because that'll be fun in the spirit of what we're doing here.
6266.
That'll be fun in the spirit of what we're doing here.
Hanscom, radar vector E-baked Dennis, fly maintain 4,000, port East Squawk 6266, South 50 Lima Golf.
Falcon Zero Lima Golf, feedback is correct. Executive altitude is going to be 3036. I have runway here for you, Shirley.
And so, if we're talking airspaces,
ready to go 16 or look for us, but
a little tough while I fly, but this is the Bravo. We're below the 1,900 foot shelf right now, so we're outside of the Bravo, and then we're going to come out here below 3,000 feet over the lake. We'll turn south and just kind of follow that,
all right, 180 until
and then our top altitude there will be 3,600.
Pilot Club 1397,
and 3,000 there. So good hand flying. Let's get Chicago. We're going to fly along the downtown area, though.
1397, climb and maintain 4,000 for now. I have higher.
I'm just going to bring the speed back a little bit more even, just because
Phoenix 320 would like to
it's good in these situations to have some controllability.
Phoenix 320, Chicago departure. You ready to contact altitude?
2,000 Phoenix 320.
Phoenix 320, maintain VFR at below 3,000 for now, and the O'Hare altimeter is going to be 3034.
Alright, got the altimeter. You said maintain VFR at 3,000?
VFR at or below 3,000.
Alright, so we're now outside that.
3,000.
You can see the loops here on the GTN 750.
Pilot
But
Club 1397, climb and maintain 5,000. Get a best rate up.
once we're over the lake, we'll climb up. We'll maybe climb up to let's hold at 1,500. Fly along Chicago skyline. Out over Lake Michigan today.
Sorry about that, Falcon Zero Lima Golf, and you said you're ready to taxi to runway 16 taxi via Lima.
So Chicago, the third largest city in the U.S. Famous for Dub Airs.
Right turn direct Rainer.
Michael Jordan.
Phoenix
Pizza.
320, turn right heading 270 for
And other things. The largest convention center in the U.S., I learned from Wikipedia. I can't remember why I was researching Chicago on Wikipedia. But that's there. Obviously, the Sears Tower, or whatever it's called nowadays, one of the largest skyscrapers in the U.S.
Holding short 16, ready to go.
Of Flight Sim fame, we're going to fly over the former site of Meigs Field. I think I have a freeware add-on to reinsert Meigs Field right along the lake here.
Departure right turn 040 within a half mile.
I was pretty young when I was
GR
flight simming as a kid,
126,
in like Flight Sim 04 or FSX, but you would always take off out of Meigs Field. And we'll basically fly this route down now. A good pilot should have had the Joliet VOR tuned in already, but such you're stuck with me. So that's 112.3. 112.3 here. And we'll just get it pointing, you know, that direction eventually. But basically we'll fly south of the town. We'll fly south of the Midway Class Charlie.
Chicago approach, United 1507 at 111,000.
Which will be a little bit south of the field. So we'll basically fly south of Chicago and go in that way.
Falcon Lima, Golf for the contact altitude.
I'm also going to use my autopilot here, my automatic pilot, so we can look out the window a little better.
Chicago approach, the O'Hare altimeter is going to be 3034, expect ILS 10 center.
3034 and looks like 10 center.
Falcon 0 Lima Golf for the contact altitude.
So welcome to Chicago, everybody. We didn't really get this on the way in.
Climb and maintain 15,000 right turn direct D-base.
It's going to work out. You can hear the big jets above us.
Phoenix 320, maintain.
O'Hare back that way, and you can see Midway in the distance off that way.
Pilot Club 1397, reset, transponder squawk 6205, 6205. Pilot Club 686, Chicago departure to contact. Climb and maintain 5,000 for now. I have higher.
And Chicago's a pretty cool city.
Hello.
Lots to
Falcon
do.
0 Lima Golf, contact Chicago Center.
There's some cool effects. I don't know where the ship came from.
0.35.
Center 2035, catch next time.
Take care. Pilot Club 686, clear at Pumpkin. That's for Pilot Club 686, clear at Pumpkin.
Here's what I believe used to be Meigs. Over this way. I guess my add-on got taken out.
866 Tango Whiskey, the Midway altimeter.
And Soldier Field right there.
Pilot Club 1397, quit at Rainer, if I didn't give it to you.
So yeah, Chicago, I'm fighting with the autopilot again.
Alright, let me update, thanks. And 1507, what was your last altitude?
That's 5 with 11,000 we got the local reliable.
And 1507, the city maintain 9,000 and at 9,000 maintain 250 knots.
At 9,000 maintain 250.
So we're a little high, so let's go down. Let's just set our altitude to 1,500 feet.
Club 686, climb and maintain 15,000.
And just basically try to get below the Midway Class Charlie here. So if you look here, we got the purple ring. We stay below 3,600 here, we're below the Bravo, and if we stay below 1,900 in this outer ring, we're outside of all the airspaces in the Midway Class Charlie. So we'll basically track this way. I don't know, we can call it due west-ish. Maybe heading 240. But we'll visually keep an eye out with our fancy nav aids. Again, thank you all for coming along, for just joining us. We are continuing Transcon 2022. Departing from Chicago O'Hare International Airport.
Pilot Club 686, contact Chicago Center 12035.
Heading to the city of St. Louis and Spirit of St. Louis International Airport.
Yeah, the 1507 Clitoric Monks.
Clitoric Monks, United 1507.
And we should be able to see Midway off the right-hand side as we come in. Now, Midway, unfortunately, has a big, you can see the color line here, this gap of really green photogrammetry and really more tan photogrammetry. And that happens right around Midway. So we're currently cruising 1,500 feet, good VFR sightseeing altitude. We can turn pitot heat on. That would be a good thing to have on. We're getting into that season where it's going to start to matter more. It's about even at these altitudes. And then the next thing, I mean, we can really, if we wanted to, I'll have to dust off how to do this, but direct to the Joliet VOR if we wanted to draw a purple line. And that would take us still a little bit through. That would clip the Midway Charlie, which we don't want to do.
1397, the executive altimeter, 3036.
So a fun little flyby of Chicago skyline. We're now south of the city, flying past Midway off our right. You can see just out there is the airport. Staying outside all these airspaces. And then we will head for Joliet and the Joliet VOR. At Joliet, we'll track heading 202 outbound for 70 nautical miles for Bloomington. We'll actually cross over the Pontiac VOR too if we need that. But heading for Bloomington, Illinois. And then we'll pass over the state capital at Springfield. We'll have to count the number of Springfields we hit on this part of the trip. We're going to come right again just a bit now that we've cleared the...
And 1507, to maintain 7,000.
7,000.
airspace just a little bit. And we'll be truly well on our way. Now, just for fun, the radial we're actually looking for...
Club 1397, contact Chicago, approaching 118.0.
Well, actually, we can draw another one. Let's do that. We're going to pick up 259. We'll call it 26.
1507 at 7,000, maintain 250 knots.
At 7,000, maintain 250.
We'll call it 260 inbound to Joliet. We'll just pick that up as it comes in.
And Phoenix 320 Chicago, do you have a destination preference?
Not right now, Phoenix 320.
Are you going to leave airspace to the southwest? You need further flight following?
Negative, Phoenix 320.
Roger. Thank you, sir. Club 1397, not a problem. Chicago approach, Milwaukee approach, going to be 118.0.
Snip, you remember the airfield there, yeah. Oh yeah, that was an interesting story about how it got decommissioned.
No, stay here for a second. I'm going to try to fix that.
And on, if I'm saying that right. Nice.
I think I remember that
Bloomington.
I just don't know how they fix it, so just stand by.
That's pretty cool.
Well, I got it as well. You know, it's 18.0 is loaded, but just make sure you don't have any kind of clients that's in your background. That's make sure your ATC clients and your
and so we're looking. Chicago Center is going to be on 12035. We'll just punch that in.
Well, no, they got a split going on over there, so let me see where the next approach take you. So just stand by. Just stay here for a second.
We'll basically follow the magenta line here and get going. So we're still under that 1,900 foot shelf. After that, we'll be under a 3,600 foot shelf. We can climb up a little bit. We might go up to 3,500 at that point.
Pilot Club 1397, so when you tune to 18.0, what are you getting? Okay, yeah, just let me know. Go over to that frequency. Let me know what you're hearing. I'm also on the frequency myself, and I don't hear anything. So, yep. So just make sure everything is off on your side because I'm on that frequency right now, and I can hear everything clear. That's correct.
We'll start a slow climb and give it some power. At this point, we can turn aux fuel pumps off. Enjoy the boring central Illinois landscape. It is amazing how much flat land there is out between, you know, here and, well, like I said a couple episodes ago,
1397, you on frequency?
we left Pittsburgh, and that's about the last hills we're going to see for a while. And we're probably taking, well, yeah, probably about one of the flattest routes you could do. Down through Illinois, Missouri, Oklahoma, a notoriously hilly state.
All right, we open up a different frequency, Pilot Cup 1397, 126.5. It's not on the list, but it's active 126.5. Try that.
Alright, so we're now well clear of that. We can start an actual climb.
Nope, Pilot Club, is your contact approach at 126.5. Phoenix 320, leaving my space to the southwest. Radar services terminated. Frequency changes for squawk and maintain VFR.
Ceiling at Phoenix 320. Oh yeah, it's squawk and maintain VFR.
Take it.
So it's yelling at me because we're at 2,500 now. And we're still under the Chicago Bravo. Just a little bit. Just on the very southern edge of it. But so far a neat flight.
America 2970.
I'm glad we ended up departing
right.
to the east. Because otherwise we wouldn't have gotten the downtown flyby. It would have been all central Illinois lanes.
You're on the 1507, turn right in 270 now, right turn heading 270.
Right, 270.
Remember 866 Tango Whiskey, say attention, do you have a destination airport or no?
We're going down to St. Louis. We're departing the area.
I got you. Need flight following all the way?
Negative 86 Tango Whiskey.
In America 2973, say send the gave you 2509.
So at some point we'll switch back over to squawking VFR. We'll listen in on Chicago and see how busy they are, but it's nice to, I like listening to the frequency without having to listen, you know, at least for a streaming purpose. It helps fill some of the air, but it's not mission critical that you listen to. White noise. So that's 3,500. Let's build up some speed now. Get to a good cruise.
You're on the 1507, this should maintain 5,000.
On the 5,000, yeah,
Right, cross with full F, and you said 2, you said 1, right? I don't know what I'm hearing here. You said 1, 2, please try it again. Or November, you said 1 across, so I see that guy. So cross runway 4 left at 1, with 1, Jan. Southwest 1651, Chicago, Perspect, Dallas 4 right.
So right about now we're crossing the Illinois River, if I'm not mistaken. Just over the town of Joliet. Joliet Regional Airport should be down there somewhere. Should be right. Well, I guess we're
What's the call sign again, Colin?
further south than I thought. Oh, there it is, right there.
Aircraft calling, what's your call sign?
So all that to get to our first waypoint.
American 2973, cross Elkie at 6,000, cleared ILS 4 right approach.
And now that the ATC talking is done,
1651 reaching 6,000, maintain 210 knots.
I'll take control myself. Do a little hand flying.
Number 866 Tango Whiskey, maintain VFR at above 3,000.
Maintain VFR at or below 3,000, 866 Tango Whiskey.
Aircraft just departed O'Hare Juliet Delta Charlie. What's your call sign?
So we're a little high. Let's go down.
Yeah, this is John Deere 1, level 5,000.
John Deere 1, Chicago departure, ready to contact, climb and maintain 15,000.
I maintain 15,000, John Deere 1.
John Deere 1, clear to PQ.
Direct PQ, John Deere 1.
Yeah, on 1507, turn right heading 360.
Right, 360 United.
That's Juliet. We'll go ahead and turn left here and
Chicago approach, Pete Bond 6042.
cut off the corner a little bit.
11 effect, sorry.
Pete Bond 6042, Chicago approach, expect visual approach 10 center. On 1507, descend to maintain 4,000, 210 knots.
Out of 4,210 knots, United.
Southwest 1651, cross Alki 6,000, clear hours for right approach.
We'll catch up with the magenta line here. And again, it's about 70 miles now to Bloomington. And I've lost it. And then after that, another 100 or so to get to St. Louis. So we'll hang out here for now. Let's grab a little bit more speed and settle in for the cruise.
John Deere 1, contact Chicago Center 120.35.
120.35, see you.
The 202 is going to be the heading.
Number 866 Tango Whiskey, contact Chicago Center 120.35 and take care.
120.35 for 866 Tango Whiskey. See ya.
Yeah, on 1507, turn right heading 06.
127.0, good day.
27.0, pops up 686, good night.
Okay.
Check center below 506, about 15 miles southwest of Lamoni, VOR, flight level 350.
Club 6, Chicago Center, hello, squawk 1350.
1350,
Chicago Center, hello. November 866 Tango Whiskey, about 5 south of Joliet, VOR, 3000.
November 866 Tango Whiskey, Chicago Center, welcome to Valley altimeter 3032.
032 on the altimeter. Let's just
Club
punch
6,
it
ready
in.
to contact, welcome.
And we'll just hang out here for a little bit.
Challenger 9 pop across tender at a maintain flight level 230.
Okay. Kinder at and maintain 230, number 16, very pop, thank you.
So it's been a little bit quiet around here lately.
4211 with you, flight level 340.
Really taking a little bit of a breath before some of the 40th anniversary stuff comes out
Item.
next month, which should be fun.
Well, idem
DC-3 and all the
4211.
all those airplanes, hopefully an A310.
They're
taking a bit of a breather before all that.
18 east to Victory VOR DME, welcome.
And did cross the pond last weekend, which was a good time.
Primary 4211 cross
I'm
river.
glad I
at a
didn't try to
maintain flight
stream
level
it the first
200.
time. We'll probably try and stream the next time, maybe.
River at
It's a good time.
Primary 4211.
It's just, it's...
Falcon 0 Lima Golf, Cleveland is
It's a
closed.
normal-
Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Take care.
IFR VATSIM flight, but more so. In almost every way. So it was good. We went Dulles to Amsterdam, ultimately. It's just fun. You depart out under one set of rules in the U.S. and then you arrive under a completely different.
American 720 contact.
You got to make
Chicago
that
approach,
change in the middle of the
119.0. Good day.
over the Atlantic.
119.0. Have a good one. American
Always fun to talk to Gander and Shanwick. But a lot of it's also just, you know, normal VFR flights. So I think that was my first time ever flying in Europe on VATSIM. And I got to fly over France, which was...
361 Dubuque via...
I struggled a little bit.
3029.
I will admit. I struggled. The thing that threw me that was surprising to me, that how much it was
908 Papa Cleveland's closed. Radar
disrupting
service
my,
terminated. Frequency change approved. Take care.
Okay, frequency.
my flow was going down to flight level 045, so like 4,500 feet. Which, of course, in Europe, all the transition altitudes are different everywhere. So they'll start talking about flight levels, different places everywhere. In the U.S., it's always 18,000 feet. So flight level 180 is the lowest flight level you can have in the United States. So you'll never say flight level 045 or flight level 45, which is weird. You might say flight level 45. So just that threw me a lot of descend, maintain, flight level 45. Makes me feel like I'm going up to 45,000 feet. It's a weird one. When really it's 4,500. And stuff, yeah, like 7,000, flight level 17. You just don't get that. It's a little bit underratedly weird. I didn't expect that to throw me off in the readback, just in a busy environment as much as it did. But we made it onto the ground. I had to ask Amsterdam to repeat themselves a bunch of times. And it went pretty well. We made it all the way and landed without incident. So that's all I can ask for across the pond.
Chicago Center, good evening. Pilot code 69. It's about 10 miles south of Danville, flight level 410.
Snip, I flew the Boeing,
1334.
the PMDG 737, 800 BBJ2. We did have to dip into the aux tanks a little bit, so I think I loaded like 63,000 pounds of fuel and used a bit of aux tanks. I'm working on a video for it. I haven't drummed up the motivation to cut it all together. But it was good. 737 800. Looking for I really can't wait for the 777. And so, or the 747, but I thought the 73 did a good job, and it was stable for, it took, I think, the full flight from the time I logged on and sat at the gate at Dulles to arriving was probably 9 hours and 40 minutes. So the sim was pretty stable the whole time. I had good performance throughout, pretty much. I mean, Dulles was the worst part of it, performance-wise, just because there were so many planes. There were like, 80, 90 planes sitting at the gate.
Level 3997, Mini is closed. Radar service terminated.
But it was fun.
Frequency change approved. Good flight.
Good. If you haven't tried Across the Pond and you're a VATSIM flyer, I recommend it. It is a little crazy.
Number 4185, contact
It's not something you want to do every day.
119.0.
It's not that different from what you normally do, but it's different enough.
Good night.
Has some carrots.
Hello, Chicago. Sky Blue Radio 1 checking in. 390. We're just entering from...
That's true, Snip. The Atlantic is quite featureless, even compared to Illinois. Although from where, your flight level 360, or I think we were at 330, but clouds roll in. It was actually pretty cloudy for most of the Atlantic crossing.
Romeo 1?
I think we had some thick overcast most of the time. And going eastbound, it's also, you're going daylight into
Roger.
night, so
Just,
it's at a certain
FYI
point
for
you
that
lose.
3LD is associated with
You
a
can't see
real
anything
world call
more, which is
sign
why the video is kind
real
of...
world company with a call sign Freighter. So
Yeah.
Freighter 1, Chicago Center, welcome. Squawk 13.
The video is kind of in the second half because it's, you know, night. You're going light to dark.
1342, Sky Blue 1.
You could
Bravo
pull
Romeo
a
1,
trolling
radar
line
contact 18 southwest
and try and catch a big fish on the way.
Chicago Center, good evening. Delta 330, passing 12,000 for 15,000, direct to E-Bake.
Delta 330, Chicago Center, welcome. Climb maintain flight level 290, resume normal speed.
290, resume normal speed. Delta
Over
330.
some windmills is this marked?
Sierra Bravo Romeo 1, descend and maintain flight level 380.
Down to 380, Sky Blue 1.
Pilot Club 36, Madison, altimeter 3032, more than 1 hour old.
3032, pilot 36.
John Deere 1, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain 13,000, the Moline altimeter 3028.
Alright, send and maintain 13,000 at my discretion. Thanks for the altimeter, John Deere 1.
Chicago, hello, Southwest 995, 10-5,
Southwest 995, Chicago.
Yeah, lots of exciting stuff coming up.
360, resume normal speed.
It was nice to get to do that, get a slot and all that. VATSIM events are always a little crazy. But it's good to be back in the 310. Over dry land. I like the Atlantic crossing. I'm not a big long haul guy. I have to do time acceleration if we're, you know, really doing any of that. And that's one of the things that the 737 does really well, is they really nailed the time acceleration. So you could do, I mean, you can do the 737 from, I did Boston to Dublin as a kind of prep for across the pond with time acceleration. And it only took like 3 hours, which is, you know, on the order of reasonableness for an afternoon, instead of sitting down for 9 hours. But it's pretty, it works pretty well. I have more trouble with the DC-6.
John Deere 1, plan a visual approach runway 9er. If you'd like something else, let me know.
737 held pretty nicely.
Runway 9er works out perfect for us. Thanks, John Deere 1.
Chicago Center, November 710, approximately Lima 15,000.
Or even a transcontinental flight.
Foxtrot Lima, Chicago Center.
If I was doing 737 from BWI to LAX, I'd use time acceleration. So I'm not a long haul purist, let's say.
Flight level 260 and...
I can appreciate it, but I don't have infinite time. So now I think we're firmly out of view of Chicago too at this point. Cruising along 2,500 feet.
JetBlue 1010, Chicago Center, stay altitude.
Now, the next thing we'll have to think about in a little bit, not right now, but Springfield class Charlie.
Resume normal speed, climb and maintain flight level 390.
We can ask center since we're talking to them. And they technically have us limited to 3,000 feet at or below.
That's normal speed.
We can either go around the Charlie, but we'll call them up and ask to
Primary
transit
4211,
it.
crossfire at 11,000, 300 knots, so air altimeter 3034, more than 1 hour old.
3004, it's going to be flyer at 11,000, primary 4211, 300 knots.
Everything else is looking pretty good, though. Make sure all our temperatures and pressures and gauges. How's our comfort? Let's check on comfort. Cabin is cool and steady. That's good. Let's see. I can't remember the heating controls. For us, we'll leave that and we'll open up some more cabin air, I guess, to try and get more heat in. We have the heater on. And fans are open, so we shouldn't blow anything out.
Plot at 00 uniform, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain 11,000, Madison altimeter 3032, more than 1 hour old.
Out to 11,000, Pilatus 300.
Oh yeah, that's one way you can do it, definitely.
Pilot Club 361, descend and maintain 11,000, Madison altimeter 30.
Autopilot
32, one of our old.
checking every now and then. And it's good if you have some stuff to do, like on a lazy Saturday.
John Deere 1, descend and maintain
It is kind of nice to start of a flight, get going, and then take care of all the stuff that you've been accumulating on your desk. And speaking of switching tanks, let's do a fuel check. We're good. 250 pounds. We should have more than enough in the main tanks. We have full main tanks right now. But yeah, definitely, you know, respect the people who can do those long hauls for real. But I'm sure there's a bit of that too. And cross the pond's kind of hard because you're always in contact with ATC. And if you're vet simming normally, I think in a long haul you're not. Usually there would be long stretches where you're not talking to anybody. But because cross the pond is fully staffed up, it's a little not harder. But it's the same concept with the cell stuff over the Atlantic. Is nice because you don't have to listen for your call sign on the frequency, so you can just wait till it buzzes through on your desktop. It's a good system.
Pilot Club 361, descend and maintain 10,000.
Maintain 10,000. Okay, 361.
Chicago Center, bearing 2215 Sierra is flight level 200 and about 55 miles southeast of the Victory VOR.
Bearing 2215 Sierra, Chicago Center, radar contact, squawk 1321.
1321. Bearing 2215 Sierra.
We can also, to be a little bit more useful, tune in the Bloomington VOR here, which is going to be on 108.2. And then it'll just give us, we're 28 miles from Bloomington. It's flying over farm fields as far as the eye can see. And it goes like this for a long time. It's crazy. This is how big.
November 2215 Sierra, can you disconnect and reconnect with a November in front of your call sign? I've just sent you a private message detailing the proper construction there.
Roger. We'll disconnect and reconnect 22150.
Thank you.
We're coming over the Pontiac VOR. Now we'll see if we can actually pick out the station. Could be there.
2150. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
It's the best candidate.
Primary 4211, contact Chicago approach 119.0. Good day.
I guess it's off my left wing.
19-0, Primary 4211. Have a great one. Take care.
Yeah. Pilot Club 36, descend maintain 7,000.
Maintain 7,000.
John Deere 1, the Quad City Airport, 11 o'clock, 12 miles, put it in sync.
Yeah, that's the deal this John Deere.
John Deere 1, red or clear visual approach, runway 9er.
Surface visual, runway 9er, John Deere 1.
So here's a VATSIM debate for you. We're going to hit the Bloomington class Delta airspace. Now, Delta airspace, we just need to have two-way communication with the relevant ATC. We actually don't need clearance into it. And since we are talking to center, they've set our call sign and we've set theirs. I believe we don't have to ask for anything here. Now, I'm not an
an
airspace expert. I've just taken the ATC course on VATSIM, and I don't remember a lot of it. So we will see when we get to Central Illinois Regional Airport.
Pilot Club 30.
That'll be before we hit Springfield.
7.0, great.
And Snip, there are a lot of planes to fly, but you know what? It's funny you say that, because my last flight was the Twin Otter. I won't spoil it here, but I'm working on a video with a Twin Otter flight, an amphibious Twin Otter flight, somewhere in the state of Florida. So it's funny, I was just working on that yesterday. So yeah, I have flown it. The sounds
November 0 Foxtrot, Lima, descend and maintain flight level 200.
But it is a good fun plane.
Descend and maintain flight level 2.
I had to knock the rust off in that one.
November 0 Foxtrot, Lima, that's correct, flight level 200.
So stay tuned for more Twin Otter on the videos, and we could put together a Twin Otter stream too at some point. There are a lot of cool Twin Otter missions you could do. Certainly. I keep forgetting to use the trim wheel, so I did the other big thing I got to keep working on the setup was the Honeycomb Bravo throttle. I had the Alpha Yoke
6 Tango Whiskey, Bloomington altimeter 3030.
3030 Bloomington, 866 Tango Whiskey. 3030, we're about there actually. So we'll pull up a little bit. It's tough, this is a tough plane to trim out just right, but I'm trying to, so moral of the story is I'm trying to use the trim wheel there, and I don't remember how it's set up. I think it's set up on the axis.
November 0 Foxtrot, Lima, descend and maintain 14,000, Oshkosh altimeter 3035.
And that should be able to get us pretty close to fully trimmed flight. Yeah, right, Snip. You're not stalking me? That was on VATSIM too, so there is a record of it out there.
Foxtrot, let me just verify that 14,000 with the call sign, please, and the altimeter for you is 3035.
But yeah, good plane, just flying it.
November 710 Foxtrot, Lima, verify that 14,000 altitude with the call sign, please.
Roger, descend maintain 14,000 and altimeter 3035.
I need a call sign with that, please. November 0 Foxtrot, Lima, descend and maintain 14,000.
Descend maintain 14,000. Oshkosh, altimeter 3035, 710 Foxtrot, Lima.
Thank you. Southwest 995, descend and maintain flight level 290.
I could see getting confused about that one as a new one, as a newer person. And then that's
November 0 Foxtrot, Lima, contact Milwaukee
clicking
approach,
once you get that.
0.
Okay, so we're hanging out here 2,500 feet.
Milwaukee approach 118.0.
Battling trim a little bit.
Good night.
And we will.
Pilot Club 69, descend and maintain flight level 240. Flight level 240, Pilot Club 69. John Deere 1 to wind 1106, runway 9er, clear to land. And where are you headed once you land?
We've got a hangar actually off of runway 9er and
Radar.
Alright, we got, I believe, Bloomington up ahead. Again, this is where we ignominiously got with the Boeing 247 before the wind blew us back to Chicago. That's another plane I need to fly. I haven't flown it yet. Haven't flown in a while.
FedEx 379, Chicago Center, good evening. Resume normal speed.
Just stop, there's so many good planes.
320.
Resume normal speed, climb maintain 320, correct.
It's funny, we're finally, I mean, not finally, but for a while now, for a few months, we've been at Flight Sim. I don't want to say critical Flight Sim, but we're definitely into the
Chicago Center,
into the realm of more planes than I can fly. Which is kind of sad, but also good. It's good to see.
Delta 330, Cleveland is closed. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Have a great day.
Over to Unicom, see it.
Southwest 995, Indy's closed. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Have a good one. November 6 Tango Whiskey, San Luis approach is closed. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Have a good flight.
Go to Unicom, 86 Tango Whiskey, see ya. 122.8 here. And we're over to St. Louis. Well, I think we'd be in, I guess, St. Louis Center. Is that right? Is it? It's not St. Louis Center. What is the center? It's Kansas City Center. That's what it is. Sorry, Kansas City. So Bloomington off our left wing. I'll actually keep listening because good stuff. We got some.
Calling carrier wave only, no voice.
We got some structures here in Bloomington. I don't know if that's authentic.
Still no voice.
No, there's more coming in.
November 0 Fox Charlie, were you able to hear what ATIS it was?
All right, so we're heading to St. Louis. Let's pull up the chart for Spirit of St. Louis.
If you could go back to 118.0 and try to figure out what airport it's for, I can try to tell them to turn it off.
No results for KSS. Let's see. What am I doing wrong? It's got an airport diagram. I'm not crazy. Kilo Sierra, Uniform Sierra. Am I crazy? I guess nothing in Navigraph. Okay. Maybe that one. What is this from? Just some bigger buildings, I guess. Maybe it doesn't look as bad as I.
Center, good evening. Delta 1036 is with you. 40 miles southwest of Marion. Flight 350 on the Lecture 3 to Detroit.
As I thought it would. Let's see. Is this airport even open?
Delta 1036 Chicago Center, welcome. You're under contact.
Spirit of St. Louis Airport, Chesterfield, Missouri.
Sounded like you said Wall City International.
Okay, number 0 Fox Charlie, Lima, thanks for the help, and contact Milwaukee approach now 126.5. You'll be able to hear him there.
Roger, contact Milwaukee approach on 126.
So, we'll have to use this one.
Pilot Club 361, descend to maintain 7,000.
Yeah, maybe State Farm expanded. Exactly.
November 5, Papa Hotel, clear direct destination.
That's right. So, here's the airport. If we zoom in real big, we got two choices. You can have any runway as long as it's an 8 right or 8 left. And St. Louis is reporting
Club 15, descend to maintain
calm wind.
1,000, Madison altimeter 3033.
So we'll pick a convenient.
Sorry, keep going down 1,000.
We'll pick a convenient approach, or we'll pick a convenient runway. We're coming from the west. We're coming from the east, I should say. So if this rotated this way,
1010, Cleveland
we
Center
probably
closed,
want the
radar service
26s.
terminated. Have a good one.
So 26 left, most likely. But who knows?
Good night.
We can be a little strategic here, since we're our own
Number 5, Papa
ATC.
Hotel, go ahead.
Yep, any cancel about 300, about 400.
Number 5, Papa Hotel, does 29 or 31 entice you equally?
They would have built out, not up. Yeah.
Number 5, Papa Hotel, radar climb maintain, flight level 290.
All right, so thank you all for coming along, for just joining us. We are over Central Illinois on Transcon 2022, the series where we fly across the United States in a small airplane. We are in the Cessna 310R by Blackbird Simulations.
Flight level 230.
We're at 2,500 feet. We just left Chicago Center's airspace. We're heading down to St. Louis, Missouri. And
69 to
Spirit of St. Louis Airport, Kilo Sierra, Uniform Sierra.
3035, descend to maintain 14,000, pilot club 69.
Lotus 00 uniform, descend to maintain 10,000.
So we're now on our own. St. Louis, or Kansas City Center's offline. So unless St. Louis comes online, we'll kind of have our run of the place. But we'll kind of plan to land westward on the 2-6s at Spirit of St. Louis, unless the weather changes. Currently reporting wind calm and altimeter of
Radar 1 to
3020.
maintain flight level 240.
Good cruising altitude, and I'm just hand flying at this point. I think with a trim axis, this airplane's a lot more manageable. If you're using buttons to trim it out, it's a little bit tough to get to a good level spot. But I think with the axis, that's really helping me keep it set up. Just trimming back a little bit. Thank you all for coming along. If you haven't heard, we are following Route 66 from Chicago on out. That's what won last time. This is a route that'll take us through Oklahoma, a little slice of Colorado.
Southwest 456 Chicago Center, ident.
New Mexico.
And also say your flight level for me if you could.
And Arizona, and then on to Los Angeles, California.
Descending on flight level 310.
We can update the nav to whatever we have.
456, started radar contact 3 southwest.
We need to be heading 214.
Southwest 456, you're clear to the O'Hare Airport via direct Shane and the Shane 2 arrival.
That's 214.
Direct to Shane on the Shane 2 arrival, Southwest 456.
And we'll come left and pick it up. Man, I like Simtoka.
Ohio Club 69, contact Milwaukee approach 126.5 today.
I like Simtoka Pro, but it's
126.5, Ohio Club 69.
Throws everything off every now and then.
Southwest 456, cross Shane at 12,000, 300 knots, O'Hare altimeter 3034.
I gotta pull up maps to help me too. Alright, so we are over. So this below us should be Interstate 55.
FedEx 379, that was you requesting 34 as the final.
Which is kind of, for this leg at least.
379, or decline maintain flight level 340.
And it looks like on down through Springfield.
456, radar contact lost.
Interstate 55 runs kind of basically along the old Route 66 path, generally. There's another road kind of following it along. So, you know, if you're looking for a rough approximation that you can follow via aeronautical charts,
361 to set and maintain 5,000.
This would be a good one, the interstate. So we'll follow this basically all the way through Bloomington. We've been following it
Flight of 00 uniform to set and maintain 7,000.
Just out of Joliet.
7,000, flight of 00
And then on down to
Ohio
Springfield.
Club 6 to set and maintain 11,000, Madison altimeter 3033.
11,000, Pilot Club 6.
Do a little bit of visual flying today. So far, weather's been very good.
Southwest 2506, Chicago Center, hello, squawk 1370.
We're now formally past Bloomington. This should be Logan County Airport. That's coming up here off our nose. And then the town. So we're coming down to the town to the left
30 southeast of Burlington. Welcome. Descend via
of the interstate.
Arrival runway 4 right. To Valley altimeter 3032.
We'll descend to 96 4 right, 3032, and Delta.
We are well on our way again. Again, this would be a good time. Maybe on the next one we can do a truer long haul. Maybe try and go for. I just said I wasn't a big long haul guy, but maybe we do a little bit of a longer haul at some point and knock down some of these miles.
Maintain 5,000.
But we are coming up on Springfield, Illinois shortly. Springfield, Illinois, obviously is Springfield's a very common town name, especially in this neck of the woods. We'll pass through Springfield, Missouri, too, on our way.
Radar 1 to set maintain 14,000 Milwaukee.
But it's the state capital of Illinois, so not Chicago. The 6th most populous city in the state. Most famously, probably. Most famous historical resident was Abraham Lincoln. This is a pretty Civil War themed flight so far. We visited Gettysburg, obviously, but Springfield, yeah, Abraham Lincoln practiced law there, lived there, 1837 to 1861 when he became president. And the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum and his old law offices are there.
Said you wanted flight following?
8 firm, that's Crescent 320.
So we'll get there in just a minute. For now, this isn't Springfield below us. Or I don't think. Maybe it is.
Really? It's a regular thing.
I'm VFR, so
Pilot Club 15 to set maintain 7,000.
So this, I believe, is the town of Lincoln.
Let's see. I'm like 5 miles west of the Peoria VOR, Crescent 320.
And then
320
Sierra Papa, India.
Closed. Back to Unicom. Bye-bye.
See you later, Crescent 320.
Pilot Club 6 to set maintain 10,000. Good rate down, please.
10,000.
Lot of 00 uniform. Contact Milwaukee approach 127.0. Great day. Club 15, clear direct Oshkosh Airport.
Direct Oshkosh.
Delta 1036, Cleveland is closed. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Good night. FedEx 379, Indy's closed. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Have a good night.
Central Oshkosh Motor Paper, just 7.5.
All right. So next stop should be Springfield. We'll get the Abraham Lincoln Capital Airport, Sierra Papa, India. And we'll cross, we'll go straight through the Charlie. Since we're kind of on our own as far as air traffic is concerned.
That's 2507, your radar contact 10 east of Tumult. Welcome.
Roger, thank you.
November 14 Alpha Delta, Chicago Center, resume normal speed, climb maintain, flight level 180.
Resume normal speed, climb maintain, 180,
Radar 1, contact Milwaukee approach 126.5. Good day. Take care.
Chicago Center
361, contact Milwaukee approach 127.0.
500 for flight for 15,000.
I think I stepped on somebody there. Pilot code 361, Milwaukee approach now 127.0. Good day. November 150 to set maintain 14,000, the Oshkosh altimeter 3035.
Say again for November 150.
November 150, descend and maintain 15,000, I'm sorry, 14,000, Oshkosh altimeter 3035.
Descend to main 14,000, 3035, altimeter November 150.
Yeah, Center 5 Palo approach request. Club 15, contact Milwaukee Broach 127.0, good day. Number 4 Alpha Delta radar contact lost. November 5 Papa Tel, go ahead.
Yeah, we like the.
You can see the runway. I believe that's for Springfield Airport.
That's fine by me. You can expect that.
Off our nose, a good smaller airport. Let's see who flies into SPI. I'm not sure. SPI Airport.
November 5 Papa Delta, set to maintain flight level 240.
It's the 7th busiest international airport, or 7th busiest airport of the 12 commercial airports in Illinois. Some stiff competition there with O'Hare.
Lufthansa Cargo 8200, Chicago Center, resume normal speed, climb and maintain.
It is home to the 183rd Fighter Wing and Illinois Air National Guard unit. We got a few runways. This is a big crossing runway airport. It's one of those we've talked about before. Yeah, that's an 8,000 foot runway. You got a 2-2 and a 4, a 1-3 and a 3-1, and a 1-836 shorter one. So it seems like that's primarily what it is. You get a little bit of Allegiant,
2507, you look like you're north of the arrival.
a little bit of American Eagle, and a little bit of United Express. So, regional airport.
Currently direct.
If you're flying CRJs or stuff, it's a place you could go.
Via the ND6 arrival.
Go definitely either.
Okay, it seems like you might have not loaded your FMS up properly then, but cross Indy at 6,000, the valley altimeter 3032 for Southwest 2507.
And we'll drop that down a little bit.
Go cross Indy at 6,000.
And just keep going over Illinois'
we'll
capital.
check the FMS for Southwest 2507. I'm not sure why that's not going on there.
Yeah, no worries now. You can keep on going direct Indy.
Roger. Center 72507, we found the issue. We can proceed on the published if that's preferable.
So it's 2507 knots, Clay. You're clear direct Indy, cross Indy 6,000.
Okay, direct Indy 6,000.
We're crossing over the Springfield VOR now.
November 5 Papa Hotel, descend and maintain flight level 200. It's all 2005 Papa.
That means we're about halfway at this point to St. Louis from Bloomington. So if we bring up, let's pick a VOR there. 117.4 is going to be something that we could do. Let's see if we get anything yet. Not quite. But that'll be the St. Louis VOR, Sierra Tango Lima. And we'll overfly the field here at Springfield. Just for fun. I need a sticker or something for every airplane, every airport we flew over. Just do a quick check and see if there's any traffic. It does not look like there is. But we do have St. Louis Approach online. So we will probably have to talk to them to go into Spirit of St. Louis. Or we can call an audible and go into St. Louis if they're
November
still
150,
online.
contact Milwaukee Approach 127.
They've only been online for a couple minutes.
127.0.
But if they stay on, if they're still online in, well, how far away?
Sedation 4 Alpha Delta, descend and maintain 14.
About 118 nautical miles out.
3037.
At 180, so we're probably about a half an hour away still. If they're still online, we'll switch and go over to St. Louis because we're in In fact, I'll encourage them and switch my I'll switch my ultimate destination to KSTL. So St. Louis Lambert International Airport, if I'm not mistaken, and that should have Navigraph charts. No? So something's wrong then. I'm not doing something right. Let me refresh, because that's not right.
November 5, Papa Hotel, clear direct boiler for the VOR Alpha. Direct boiler, 5 Alpha.
Just throw on. I guess I had to refresh my things.
Citation 4 Alpha Delta, contact Milwaukee approach 126.5 today. 126.5.
So St. Louis Lambert International Airport, we've got a similar setup. We got 3 zeros for the 1 2s runways. The general aviation ramp, it looks like, is kind of north side of the airport. That will work. We'll do that. So we'll call up, if we pull up SkyVector, let's just take a look at the airspace. We will kind of establish ourselves with the St. Louis VOR in mind, so let's put STL in. So the STL VOR.
Giant 488 Chicago Center altitude indicates 7,000, is that correct?
117.4, just checking everything.
That's correct, 48 heavy.
117.4, yeah.
Giant 488, no worries, leaving 11,000, resume normal speed, climb and maintain flight level 3.
So once we're about 30 miles.
Up to 370, leaving 0,000, normal speed, 48 heavy, thank you.
Yeah, so once we're about kind of into the 30-mile ring, we'll start thinking about talking to them. 20 miles will definitely be in contact, requesting clearance into the Bravo to land at St. Louis.
American 663 Chicago.
Oh, is it?
Roger, leaving
counting down.
Normal speed, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Let's fix my flight plan and let's just go direct to KSTL. So we're 68 miles from St. Louis Airport.
Contact Chicago approach 128.2 today.
And St. Louis approach, let me take that off, is going to be a frequency of... St. Louis approach is... Well, it looks like we just got tower and ground. So that's 118.5. Got Chicago Center, Denver Center, Houston Center, Toronto Center, and St. Louis Tower, ATIS, and ground. I always get the approach, but A is ATIS. We can try and pick up the St. Louis ATIS if we want to. What is 125? Wait, 025.
48, got up to here now.
Ceiling 25,000 broke. Temperature 12. 2.2. Altimeter 3022. Visual approach runway 12 left. 11 in view. Departing runway 12 right. Notice to air mission. Taxiway golf flows between taxiway echo and runway 12 left. Bird advisories in effect. Use caution for personnel and equip adjacent to runways and taxiways. Advise on initial contact. You'll have information uniform.
That's uniform.
Lanford Airport native information uniform 00510. West 060 and 6. Visibility 10. Ceiling 25,000 broke. Temperature 12. 2.2. Altimeter 3022. Visual approach runway 12 left. 11 in view.
Alright, so we'll plan on 12 left.
12 right. Notice to air mission. Taxiway golf flows between taxiway echo and runway 1.
We'll plan on 12 left unless someone comes along and tells us otherwise. 118.5 is going to be St. Louis Tower. So we'll call Tower a little bit closer in. But we will go ahead and enter the... We'll get pretty close. Let's see how far we have to go in before we're really hitting that. Now we're at 2,500 feet, so yeah, we're really not getting in there until... 10 miles. So we'll call them 15 miles out. Thank you all for coming. If you're just joining us, we are well on our way to St. Louis. We're calling an audible. We're going to go into St. Louis Lambert International Airport. They've got ATC online for the moment at St. Louis International. So we'll go ahead in there. They're taking off on the 1-2s, and we will follow that. So we'll kind of stay north of the field and then come in and set ourselves up almost on a long base, but we'll call tower, and we'll call tower up when we get close and let them know what we want to do. So we'll plan for that. 1-2 left. Let's see. Do we have an approach for 1-2 left? I don't think we'll need it, but they do have an ILS. If you were interested in such things, 108.9. Now I don't think it's going to come up, but you never know. And we've got the St. Louis VR coming in now, 49 miles away. So far, good flight. I'm going to also reset my transponder, squawk VFR, which would be a good thing to do. That way I'm not messing up any of their scope. And yeah, Kansas City Center is still offline. So 50 miles out, of course, St. Louis, what is St. Louis famous for? The Arch, the Gateway Arch. St. Louis on the Missouri River. Lewis and Clark passed through there on their way back when. St. Louis Cardinals. Baseball, if you're a baseball fan, it's a big baseball town. Just some good stuff to explore, and the multiple airports in the area are also good fun. Currently making decent pace. Get ground speed 179 knots. Hanging out at 2,500 feet.
There, Southwest 1734 is pulling up to 1-2 right.
Southwest 734, St. Louis Tower, wind 0606, Hornet, that's phone crew, wind 1-2 right, clear for takeoff.
RNAV to 5, runway 12 right, clear takeoff, Southwest 734.
And when we call up tower, we can start thinking about what we're going to say. We're going to tell them... So basically, we're going to call it our position, which is going to end up being probably something along the lines of 10 to the north, 2,500 feet. We could even... We'll descend, I think. Actually, we'll descend down to 1,500 feet, get into a position where we can execute a landing, enter a pattern, and execute a landing. What did they say the altimeter was? Let me get it in text form so that I'm not... at sus, nothing. Let me get it in text form so I have it. One, two left. We have uniform. 3022 is the altimeter at St. Louis. So we'll go down to 1,500 when we're getting close. Although I just lost it. When we're getting close, we'll go down to 1,500 feet. That'll get us below most of the Bravo shell. If it were an issue.
Southwest 734, unfortunately no further ATC online. Frequency change approved. Have a safe flight.
Good night, Southwest 734.
Now I'm being the lazy pilot again. Let's take it off. Put it back on that magenta line. Because we're going direct St. Louis here on this one. Oh, Budweiser, that's a good point. Yes, St. Louis, famous Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, all the beer. St. Louis is the big beer town, you're right. How could I forget? How could I forget the Buds? Good catch, Enon, thanks. Budweiser and Arch and baseball. That's 213, so we're pretty close. Heading wise. We'll just kind of hang out. So this would be good if we can get ATC on both ends of the flight. That's a good bonus. You don't always get that with VFR flying. It's more likely with IFR flying because you're usually flying big airport to big airport. I guess we are here too, but nothing that says you can't in a small little airplane. But still, nice to have. Just about 30. Weather still very clear. And we got a light wind, 6 knots is what they were reporting last. And St. Louis Lambert International Airport is it's a little bit north of the downtown area, so we may not get to fly along downtown on this one, but we may get to on the next one. We'll see. Does St. Louis have a fly chart? It does. It does have a VFR fly chart. I guess we could put in the DME for St. Louis if we wanted to. It's basically south below 2,000 along the river, which we can do. Oh yeah, we can do. So here's what I'm looking at. I'm pondering. This is the fly chart for St. Louis. They'll publish. Sometimes you'll have VFR transitions published on these. So if you hear people talking about something like, I'm drawing a blank on any pertinent ones, but this will kind of show you the common VFR routes through an area oftentimes. Vegas has some. So that's good stuff. But that'll be helpful for probably the next leg heading south. We can do a little loop around downtown. "27 miles now. A couple southwest departed from St. Louis. Looks like there's a couple on the ground. There's an American. Two departures heading for Chicago area airports. Go ahead and turn back right onto the you can start to make out the city a little bit too here. 25 miles out. And just another ATC check, make sure there's nothing else between us and St. Louis. Doesn't look like there is. So the next people we'll talk to will be St. Louis Tower on 120.35. Yeah, I do have Unicom up on my COM 2 right now. So we're listening to that one in theory, not that there's anyone on it. Now, everything else that we need to go to get ready for landing. We've got landing lights on still. Engine controls are set as needed. Heat, everything else is on. Turn the boost pumps on when we get down there. Let's check out, see how our cabin's doing. Cabin is cool and steady still. And we're starting to get into the St. Louis Bravo shelf here. So I'm going to go ahead and descend down to 1,500. And start dumping speed too, and just get as ready as we can to start talking. So we're firmly starting the descent now. Not that it's a huge deal. I'm pretty comfortable in this plane at this point. But still, we'll richen up the mixtures a bit. And go hang out at 1,500 feet. And I can't remember exactly how far their airspace extends out. If they need to talk to us earlier, they can send a contact me. And we will follow their directions. Try to be good pilots. Here's 1,500. Right about now, let's kick it into our hold. Would you look at that hill as we get into the Missouri River Valley? I guess it's not really a river valley. in the Mississippi River here. The mighty Mississippi. And we'll actually pass right over... Oh, well, it'll be off to our right a little bit, where the Illinois River, which we saw up in Chicago, splits from the Mississippi. From the mighty Mississippi. And so we'll call it out as 10 north of the field, requesting full stop landing. And just so I'm ready, let's get the ground chart up. And ground is going to be on 121.9. Ground 0.9, okay. So are we ready to go, everybody? We are getting ready to go. Where is my... So 1,500. So we are Twin Cessna 866 Tango Whiskey. We are going to be about 10 north of the field with information uniform requesting full stop landing. And we'll let the speed's pretty good actually. That's looking good. We'll set about 20 inches of manifold pressure. And keep on trucking. And once we've done all the talkie bits, I'll go back to hand flying. Thank you for coming along. If you're just joining us, we're getting ready to call up St. Louis Tower and go for a nice, hopefully uneventful landing. So let's see. Let's just check my frequencies. 118.5, yeah. Alright. So we may still be a little far out, but we'll give them a call. St. Louis Tower, Twin Cessna 866 Tango Whiskey. We're 10 to the north of the field with information uniform requesting a full stop landing.
November 866 Tango Whiskey, St. Louis Tower. Thanks for uniform, squawk 1776.
Squawk 1776, 866 Tango Whiskey. 177, not 5. 1776.
November 866 Tango Whiskey, radar contact. Position as reported, altitude indicates 1,500. Enter at left base for runway 12 left, St. Louis altimeter 3022.
We will enter a left base for runway 12 left, yeah, November 866 Tango Whiskey. Alright, left base 8. So I'm going to take this off now. And we're going to kick it into, so 1, 2, I'm just going to punch this in here. 1, 2, so that's so I know which way the runway is. Let's get the power back a little bit so we can start thinking about things. Autopilot off. We'll come out here a little bit too. I don't have the field in sight yet. Well, or maybe I do. It's probably closer than I think. It should be, yeah, just past this stream a little ways. I think that is it right there, that green patch, but I cannot really tell from this angle. But either way, we'll kind of follow this little bend in the river. This should set us up pretty nicely for a somewhat long downwind, or for a somewhat long left base. But that should work fine. What's our speed? Speed's good.
November 866 Tango Whiskey 1060 at 6 runway 12 left, clear to land.
Runway 12 left, clear to land, 866 Tango Whiskey. Alright, so we'll bring gear down. Yeah, so I'm going to call the field. Oh, there it is, over there. So field's in sight over there. We're looking for 12 left. So let me pull up the, I got to get the chart back up. 12 left is going to be the furthest choice to our, so if we're coming in this way, furthest choice to our left is going to be 12 left. We've got 1 notch of flaps. We'll come around. Speed's looking good. And that's the thing about our fancy moving maps, is sometimes we lose sense of scale. Can I see all of the runways? I think so, so I think that's our runway. Let's give it a little bit of power just to make sure we get there. Once you get this plane dirtied up, you do need a fair bit of power. This is not a very tight base, but that's alright. I didn't have the field in sight. This is the world's longest, most stretched out left base for light aircraft. But I suppose that's why they ask you to call the field in sight for an IFR approach. But so far we're looking good. We're pretty much set. Let's go that last little notch of flaps and we'll try and ride the blue line on down. We are cleared to land on 12 left, and then we're going to taxi general aviation parking. So we're going to exit, we're going to vacate the runway to the left. We really overshot that one a little bit. That's alright. I see 1, I see 2, and I see 3 off to my right. So that makes sense. That's good. Let's do a landing. Flaps down, gear down. We're going to bring the props up, pull forward. And last thing, in case of a go-around, aux pump should be on low. Holding 100 knots, we'll kind of aim to be between 90 and 100 for now. Bobbies are showing me low. Must be further out than I think. And there goes some of the speed, so getting bumped around a little bit. Has been a minute since I practiced this. Let's keep some speed up and not let that nose come down too much. You know, I take it back. I'm not going to criticize the poppies. I think we are a little bit high. Or a little bit low. We're over the train tracks. That's starting to come in. We do have plenty of runway just in case, and it feels like a slight crosswind. coming from the right. We're 100 knots. We're still a bit fast. If we were going for a stall landing, I would panic more. But that's a good 90. We're going to keep some power in. Hold it off the runway. Let it come down now. Woohoo! -3 feet per minute.
November 866 Tango Whiskey, welcome to St. Louis. You can exit left to enable and then ground point 9er.
Alright, we'll exit left when able, ground point 9. Thanks, 866 Tango Whiskey.
Thanks for flying.
121.9. Oh, that's... I'm not paying attention. I'm going to blow through the next taxiway.
Oh, good evening. Southwest 324, number 1, runway 12, right?
Southwest 324, St. Louis Tower. Hello, wind 080 at 9 or RNAV to Funk. Runway 12,
taxi
right,
lights
clear
on.
for takeoff.
We'll go over to ground 121.9. Yeah, landing light can come off. We'll turn strobes off. St. Louis ground, November 866 Tango Whiskey, we vacated runway 12 left, request taxi to General Aviation Parking.
866 Tango Whiskey, St. Louis ground, good evening. Taxi to General Aviation via Kilo 1.
Alright, to the GA ramp via Kilo 1, November 866 Tango Whiskey. Oh, it's right in front of me.
American 1776, did I tell you cross 24 at Delta or at Charlie?
I believe he gave us Charlie for American 1776.
This is why I was a little confused. I was looking up here, but there's actually also one down here by...
Alright, I'll be more mindful of that in the future. Yeah, continue
the air cargo
on
ramp.
Charlie, contact St. Louis Tower, 118.5. Have a good flight to O'Hare.
18.5 for American 1776, so long.
Alright, so we made it. I'm going to disconnect. We're going to run back a little landing replay. We may do a little bit of even a wing view action. And then we'll see it.
Attention all aircraft, St. Louis status information Victor is now current. Altimeter 3023.
Alright, let's get in the air. I don't know that I like any of those. I mean, that's... I actually think the angle attack's a little too high there for me to be real happy. A little close to a tail strike. But not too shabby. We're on the ground. Twiki Pro, give me a 1 feet per minute on that one. Doesn't look like it. Looks a little bouncy on it. So, thank you all, and we missed the taxiway too. But anyway, thank you all for coming along here on this latest round of Transcon 2022. Next one, we'll go St. Louis down into, maybe we'll get all the way to Tulsa, Oklahoma City. That might be good. But either way, it's been fun flying along with y'all. Hopefully we'll get some good stuff coming here on the channel very soon, some twatter action and other fun things. Thank you all for coming along flying with us, and we will see you on the next one. I'm going to shut up and leave you all with a little wing review replay, and we'll close this one out in a nice way. Have a great night, everybody.